Egyptian women walking down a busy street in Cairo, Egypt, 1950s. Rainy nights in London, 1899. Two ladies carrying milk can and buckets on the farm, 1890. Christmas dinner, 1936. Dinner consisted of potatoes, cabbage, and pie. The daughter of a steel worker drinking water in the family's kitchen, 1940s. Jim Carrey, Christmas, 1967. Boys on bicycle hitching ride on Pontiac Woody, 1940s. Teenage sisters Gertrude and Ursula Falk, Germany, 1906. How English has evolved over 1,000 years. A German woman burning tons of legal paper money during the hyperinflation of German currency in the 1920s. The paper money was cheaper than wood or coal, and families used it to fuel their fires during the crisis. The largest denomination of U.S. currency ever produced. $100,000 note featuring President Woodrow Wilson. Copy one cassette to another with a Sony W800. 1985. A pressure suit designed by Republic Aviation for extended operations on the moon's surface, 1960. The beautiful patent for the bendy straw, 1937. A workforce in 1910. 2,000-year-old ancient portraits of Romans found in a necropolis in Egypt. Brendan Fraser, Sean Astin, and Pauly Shore in 1992. '80s vibes. Monet with his wife Alice, 1908. Christmas time walks back in the old times. Huck and Jim in their final years in 1903, on his last visit to his in-laws at Corey Farm in Elmira, New York, Mark Twain, 1835 to 1910, posed for this photograph with his friend, John T. Lewis, 1835 to 1906, who was born a free man in Maryland and who had migrated to upstate New York. Later in life, at the age of 89, Harriet Tubman was photographed sitting on a chair at her home in Auburn, New York, in 1911. A young woman posing for a studio portrait, Kentucky, 1890 to 1910. Same scene, same motorcycle, same woman, 72 years old after. Judge Roy Bean's notary office, which served as a saloon as well, Texas, 1900. Woolworth's lunch counter, 1950s. Princess Diana, Portofino, Italy, 1997. Ever heard of Gertrude Adderley? She wasn't just good, she was extraordinary, shattering expectations and making history. Picture this. It's August 6, 1926, and the icy waters of the English Channel are waiting to swallow another challenger. But Gertrude wasn't just any swimmer. With 17 world records and 3 Olympic medals under her belt, she was ready to take on what many believed was impossible for a woman. In the mid-19th century, people of color lived in relative safety near the Mexican settlements of U.S. Spanish-speaking territories. People of color, Native American Indian, and Native people of Mexico intermarried and created unique cultures and combined various transitions. In the late 1800s or early 1900s, a glass negative photo of a young woman from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, reveals much about both the subject and the photographer's skill. Glass plate photography, prevalent during this period, required careful handling and precise techniques to capture detailed and evocative images. Wild Bill Hickok, 1870s. Linda Carter posing with her old framed Wonder Woman costume. A Japanese samurai in full armor with a sword, 1867. Hela miren. Elvis Presley at the International Hotel in Las Vegas, 1969. A family from the farm enjoying dinner. Tennessee's Claiborne County, 1940. A construction worker carries a sack across a beam working on a 71-story skyscraper on 40 Wall Street, New York City, 1930. Group of smiling Victorian boys taken, 1898. Three female students walk in the city of Kabul, Afghanistan, 1972. American servicewomen during Vietnam War, mid-1960s to early 1970s. Red Cross donut dollies in Vietnam War, mid-1960s to early 1970s.